We're asking to not pursue share of cost with the acknowledgement that families, when they access services, still do pay a co-payment for services, health services, as well as prescriptions.
All right. Questions? Comments?
Just a comment that it's my understanding from information we received from HealthNet that it was costing them more to collect it than they were receiving in collections. That's correct.
Yeah, I'll just say by way of background, we had quite a discussion about this topic when we originally designed the Healthy Kids, Healthy Future product with HealthNet, and we thought that as long as it was financially feasible, it made sense to require some share of cost for a whole host of reasons, but HealthNet's discovered that it doesn't work financially, and the benefits of requiring share of cost, if it's a money loser, don't seem to add up. So that's why CTK is making this request to the Commission.
And particularly with Cover the Kids operating as a city entity, similar to the county, if we're unsuccessful in collections, we need to work with the department, our revenue recovery, and those billings can, frequently exceed what it is that you're seeking. So it would be a similar challenge to administer this within the city structure.
So if there are no other comments or questions, the Chair would move approval of the staff recommendation. I'm sorry, Bob?
Well, just for clarification, then we're basically discontinuing the requirement for a share of cost.
Yes, that's the recommendation before you.
Yes.
Well, I think the issue is, to me, I guess I have a question. If we do require a share of cost, do we then assume an obligation for pursuing collections? Because to me, those are two different things. You can require a share of cost, and you can bill people for the share of cost. And if they pay, they pay. But if they don't, are you obligated, under county rules, are you obligated to pursue collections?
I don't think you're ever obligated to pursue collections, but this cost is not one that I don't think incorporates what the cost of collection would be. Maybe it does, but it's the processing.
Just the process of billing?
Just the administration.
And the county would not be the collector, Cover the Kids, and the city at this point.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I think this is not incorporating the cost of collection. This is just the administration.
This is just the administration of the billing process
I
for
believe
the
that's
share
right,
of
isn't
cost?
it? Yeah, okay. I'm getting my head nod from the CTK from
Well,
Doyle.
yeah, maybe.
Do you want
Have some
to?
insight in that?
I'll just add for myself, too, it seems inequitable if you set up a system that says we're going to bill everybody with an expectation that you pay, but yet if you don't pay, there's no consequences, and you get the same deal that a non-payer gets. In principle, that doesn't seem correct to me.
But this was just a cost of administration, right? That you were estimating, wasn't going out and trying to whatever money might be spent trying to collect from non-payers.
We actually looked at the whole...
Oh, you should introduce yourself, Joel.
Sorry, my name is Joel Zong. I'm the acting director for Cover the Kids. We actually looked at the whole, the spectrum of it, from administering as well as collecting, as well for those who did not pay their premiums.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you did incorporate the cost of collection in your estimate?
We did not. We pretty much, it rolled into as part of that piece that we were looking at, the analysis piece of it. So we didn't break it out as how much it would cost to administer and how much it would cost to collect it, to become kind of collection. But we looked at it as a whole, as a big picture.
Okay. So
Right,
I'm
right.
wrong.
Okay.
I didn't think it had cost of collection.
That was in their estimate that is attachment 1 to your letter. But we had given an estimate of what the potential gain or loss could be in our commission letter.
Yeah,
We
right.
just took basically the range that they provided us with that could be potentially collected and deducted it from the cost.
But it has been HealthNet's experience in trying to administer share of cost that it was financially a loser.
It was a loser
So
for them.
that's the real life, that's the real life experience.
Do you happen to know, did they pursue collections for those people that didn't pay, or was that just the administration of the billing was more than they were going to receive?
I thought they were trying to collect.
They were trying to collect as well as it came back to the local county to also pursue that collection piece, actually. That it fell back to cover the kids to follow up with families that were delinquent in premium payment. And then with that, the policy was that if they were not paying their premium, then they would be disenrolled from the program.
I don't know how much effort they were expending,
Yeah, yeah.
so.
Probably it was costly just to track those that were not paying and then compare that with their enrollment, and then there's a disenrollment process that
Yeah.
continues. I mean,
That's-
that's probably administratively
Yeah.
was
And-
expensive, and I don't know what the share of cost.
It was $12 a month?
Between $4 to $45 per
Oh, it
family.
was sliding scale, that's right, I forgot.
on the sliding scale.
I buried all this in my memory.
4 to 15 per child, and up to a
That's right, it
maximum
was
of 45 per
sliding scale.
family.
And they still have as Tony said, they still have a copay for visits. So there is share of cost in
Okay.
that sense.
Okay.
And also for prescriptions.
Okay,
Yeah.
Doug?
I was just reluctant to totally give up
Yeah.
the responsibility
Yeah,
for
yeah.
some shared cost.
Understand.
I know the people at HealthNet, and I have great faith in their business acumen. I am curious, the $16,000 to $47,000 cost of collections, is that the excess over what would be received? Is that the way I should read this?
Well, the cost to set up the collection was $43,000 for year one and $38,000 in the subsequent years. And then the amount that would be the recap, the billings that would come in, or the collections that would be made that would offset that could range, or estimated to range from $16,000 to $47,000.
And that's where the
annually.
9,000 came from?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And how many transactions are we actually talking about?
Currently have an enrollment of 165 0 to 5 kids in the Healthy Kids program. 162. And so we have about half of those children who actually pay a share of cost, who would pay a share of cost. So you're looking at about 80 children that we would be collecting share of cost from.
So we have 80 times one transaction a month, or 3 transactions a year, or what?
One transaction a month.
Okay, so 960 transactions. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any other questions for Joyle? Okay. Chair's motion is to adopt the staff recommendation.
I second that.
Okay, Glenna, thank you. There's a second. Cheryl, please call the roll.
Doug Ossie,
No?
Marilyn Ratke,
I'm going to abstain.
Glenna Trochet,
Aye.
Megan Vincent. Aye. Bruce Wagstaff,
Aye.
Roger Dickinson.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Okay.